You may have noticed that Saudi Arabia is on a bit of a mega project building spree.
Saudi Arabia have just shocked the world.
This is NEOM. It's this futuristic gigaproject.
The Mukaab is intended to be the world's first immersive destination.
Dine with whales, shop on another planet.
They're building a ski village.
From 175-kilometre linear cities to cubes large enough to hold 20 Empire State Buildings, the Middle Eastern country has been announcing record-shattering projects left, right and centre in an effort to pivot its economy and change its PR narrative. A narrative that's seen many call into question its government and construction labour practices. So why is Saudi Arabia trying to outbuild the world? Why is it pouring so many hundreds of billions into construction? And can all these projects amount to more than their glossy renders? To put it bluntly, the clock is ticking. Saudi Arabia became wealthy thanks to a little substance called oil. And while the country has no shortage of the stuff, it's the world's second biggest producer of it, global demand for this commodity is falling. Now, when your country's economy is almost entirely dependent on oil, that's a problem. So Saudi Arabia is trying to diversify and fast, taking a leaf out of the Dubai handbook and trying to become a global magnet for tourism. In essence, it's a strategy of build it and they will come, but build it big and with lots and lots of cash. In short, Saudi Arabia wants to do Dubai on a scale that even Dubai couldn't dream of. The country has set up the Public Investment Fund, a sovereign wealth fund that's working to deliver all of these massive projects with state money. Whether you like it or not, anchoring new developments with headline-grabbing structures is proven to attract both domestic and foreign investment. And that creates a much bigger market for trade outside of oil. In a bid for legitimacy, the PIF has signed up some of the world's biggest architects and engineering firms, and taken out ads in the New York Times, Time magazine, and on billboards around the world. In short, Saudi Arabia is trying to use construction for positive PR, and right now it needs some of that. While these projects may appear bright and shiny on the outside, many have raised concerns over their environmental impact and the country's history of poor construction labour practices. Frankly, it's hard to keep up with the pace of mega project announcements, so here are 5 of the biggest ones to be aware of. Lesson 1 from Dubai: go big. And this building will be absolutely huge, designed as the centrepiece of what it's claimed will be the world's largest modern downtown in the middle of Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh. At 400 metres high by 400 metres wide, it'll be the world's first super tall cube. And if it's successfully constructed, easily one of the largest structures ever built. The problem with deep plan buildings like this is getting natural light into the centre of them and creating spaces that human beings actually want to inhabit. That's where skylights and atriums come in. But light's not an issue here. Inside there'll be a massive, ever-changing immersive screen wrapped around a tall central tower, creating a virtual world on the scale of Blade Runner. Overall, there'll be 100,000 residential units, some 9,000 hotel rooms, and more than 980,000 square metres of retail space. The total cost of the project hasn't been fully disclosed, but it'll likely be the budget of a 400-metre skyscraper squared. That's right, a ski resort in the desert. It'll sit in the centre of NEOM, a $500 billion Saudi gigaproject that includes a few of the schemes in this video. Technically in the desert, Trojena will actually be nestled up among some of the country's highest peaks, around 2,600 metres above sea level. There'll be a ski slope, a mountain biking course, luxury properties dubbed slope residences, a vertical village of restaurants and retail stores folded into a cavern, and an enormous man-made lake. Trojena has already officially won the bid to host the Asian Winter Games in 2029, the first time that a winter sporting event will be held in an Arabic-speaking country. So far, the price tags for all these projects is likely to be as impressive as the construction works themselves. But Saudi Arabia can afford it. In 2022, its government revenue was up 31% from the previous year, a budget surplus of over $27 billion. That's quite a contrast to countries like the United States, whose government is facing a debt crisis and whose households alone owe $16.9 trillion, a record high. Now, investors in those households are scrambling for safe havens. Major institutions like Goldman Sachs are adapting for their wealthy clients already by pouring hundreds of billions into alternative assets. Assets like the fine art offered by today's video sponsor, Masterworks. The platform helps you invest in multi-million-dollar paintings without spending millions. Not only are Masterworks' paintings registered with the SEC so they can be broken into shares, every one of their 13 exits to date has returned a profit to investors. That includes 2 sales in just the last month, in the midst of a banking crisis. There's a waitlist to join Masterworks' 700,000 plus users, but we're giving you special access at the link in the description. Now, let's discover the next crazy mega project. This will be the world's largest floating structure. An immense port that'll take advantage of its location near the Suez Canal to become a major shipping destination hub and the logistics nerve centre for NEOM. The entire megaport is going to be an octagon, with part of it floating out onto the Red Sea. Separating the 2 sections will be a huge shipping canal complete with a cruise ship terminal and oceanographic research centre. The floating sections of the port are going to be arranged around water-filled floating squares connected by smaller canals, a bit like Venice, just much hotter and without the architecture. The whole thing's being carefully positioned to set up Saudi Arabia as a diverse trading hub for the rest of the world. This is the closest project on this list nearing completion, and it's one very ritzy airport. Controversially designed by Foster & Partners, the Red Sea International Airport is going to open later in 2023 and is expected to accommodate 1 million passengers a year by 2030. What makes this place so luxurious? Well, in a way, it's trying to be the anti-airport airport. It's trying to replace the stress-inducing hustle and bustle of normal international hubs with tranquil gardens and terminals that'll house spas and restaurants. A pretty far cry from JFK. The airport's location, 15 kilometres inland from the Red Sea coast, puts it less than 8 hours away from 80% of the world's population, and sets it up as a future Dubai or Singapore, cities that became truly international thanks to their geography and well-positioned airports. Then there's the mega project that needs no introduction: the Line. A 500-metre tall mirrored linear city that'll stretch for over 170 kilometres across the desert sands, and that either represents the cutting edge of architecture or a grim dystopian future, depending who you ask. Also part of NEOM, this architectural fever dream has been designed around the 15-minute city concept, and is pitched as a futuristic eco-development north of the Red Sea with no cars, streets or carbon emissions, at least in operation. The Saudi government says it's going to create housing for more than 9 million people, and leaked documents show plans for everything from robot maids to an artificial moon. To make construction slightly easier, the massive project is going to be separated into 135 modules, each 800 metres long and 500 metres high. It certainly puts a line in the sand for engineering. If successfully completed, it will become far and away the biggest building mankind has ever constructed, overtaking that cube. Recent drone footage showed that excavation work has actually begun and that foundation piles are being drilled into the desert. Currently, around 1 million cubic metres of earth are being excavated every week at the marina site for the first module. This video was sponsored by Masterworks. You can learn more about that at the link below. There's also the chance to dive deeper on Saudi Arabia's mega projects and the other topics on our channel over on the World's Best Construction Podcast, available right now wherever you get your podcasts. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to get more from the definitive video channel for construction, make sure you're subscribed to the B1M.